Hello, hello, you talented stars and starlets. My name is Chantele Francis, here with my amazing co-host Ariel for our next episode of Relax, or just kidding, Reframe, Relax, and well, you were saying find your focus, but I'm saying focus on and off camera. So how are you today, Ariel?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm really concerned about the fact that there's like construction going on outside. Like I can hear it really, really well, but like, if you do end up hearing something, a little murmur or some sort, like that's what's going on. But other than that, I'm in good spirits. It's sunny out. I'm really excited to talk about focus. What
Mhm.
do you know about focus? What are your thoughts around this particular topic coming from and a high performer and an artistic perspective?
Yeah. So I feel like focus is a modern day challenge. And I think that pretty much most of us who are at least are living in the Western world have wondered if we have, I don't know, some neurodiversity or habits based around focus. So ADHD or ADD, as they used to call it. My battle, I've definitely battled with this one, and done an array of things in order to just really try to find that focus. But yeah, I'm really excited to dive in today and see how we can make the connection between how we can use hypnotherapy to help our focus and
Mm.
yeah, or basically just enhance and tap into that beautiful flow state. What is your relationship with focus?
Um, that I'm easily distracted. Well, as an adult. So I'm thinking, because I was, obviously thinking about this topic and what I want to mention about it. And so I was thinking about how it kind of related in my lifetime. And I've spoken to you about how easy it was for me to learn soliloquies that I still remember to this day, that I learned 30 years ago. I know every word. But now I a 2-page audition, I'm like, I'm like, I can't remember it. Like, and I start stressing out, and obviously a stressful like body and mind, it's not going to be conducive for remembering lines or retaining them or recalling them. And I'm thinking that maybe the fast way that we're getting entertainment now, it doesn't allow us to have the attention span anymore that is required to get focused, get
Mhm.
into the zone. And so I think this is hugely important right now because, you know, I want to be able to be an excellent actor. And when I first started being an actor, it wasn't as, the internet was kind of just like getting popular, but it wasn't super popular. And not everybody had like a computer and access to the internet everywhere. Gets like the library or school or something like that if you wanted to use the internet. And so I'm realizing that I need to be reminded on how to focus, even if it's just focus to read a book. I don't have the
Mhm.
attention span to read a book. So I'll
Mhm.
start reading one book and then I'll read a little bit of another book and I'll read a little bit of another book and a little bit of another book. But I don't sit and like really go in and get into the zone with a book. And I used to read books all the time. I would get taken into that world. I would, I don't know if I'm a little bit, if you're too young for this, but I was obsessed with Sweet Valley High.
Oh yeah.
And so my dad bought me every single book of Sweet Valley High. I also had Sweet Valley Twins, but like it was a little bit juvenile for me, but I still read them all. And so I had like, it was like 150 books that he bought me, like 20 at a time, 20 at a time, 20 at a time for like birthday and Christmas, stuff like that. And I would just read a book every day. Like I'm just reading. Like I read every Danielle Steele, every
Mhm.
Flowers in the, or VC Andrews. Like I was always reading these thick books,
Mhm.
and it was so easy. But I'm
Mhm.
realizing it's because I don't have the distraction of the computer and the
Yeah.
phone and the YouTube. Like there's just so many things that are going on that are just taking my focus away
Mhm.
that I don't have the capacity anymore just to really allow myself to get into that zone moment. And being in the zone, that feeling is actually probably the acting bug that we both got at one point, where we were like really connected in a scene, and you get like you don't know anything about time, anything about like what's going on, but you just are so locked in the moment that you
Mhm.
feel amazing, you feel
Mhm.
rejuvenated, you feel love, like you feel everything. And I think that that's the zone, and that's what we're always chasing, is like this being in the zone. But I
Mhm.
feel as also at the same time we're being pushed away from that by our fast entertainment. So that's
Absolutely.
what's happening for me.
You're so right about that. And just know that we live in a time of technology that we could never have imagined way back, in the 80s and the 90s, or maybe some people did. I don't know, but just know that all of this is new as human beings. So all of this technology, and also all of these apps and a lot of websites are designed in order to keep you coming back and just giving you that little bit of a dopamine hit. And so if anybody out there is struggling with focus, just know that, yes, you're right. Like, there's so many things that are just trying to pull our focus, and intentionally designed by designers in order to get us signing back on. So that's the nature of it.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a deeper look at focus. Let's close up. We're not having the focus shot right now. We're having the close up. So one thing that I think is really interesting about focus is that everybody feels as though it's not as important as it really is. Or they're kind of don't they kind of put it off. So for instance, um, people will be like, I can't meditate. I can't, my brain's going too far. I can't focus for that long. And it's like, well, what if like you being able to focus a little bit within meditation changed your entire life, but like are unable to focus? And I think if we look at, we talk about it, focus in film terms, but focus is like really narrowing in and being precise and having that precision and having that full clarity. I don't know if you've ever worked with pinhole cameras before, but pinhole cameras, you could put like just like a actual pin, and then you have like a little reflector in the back or whatever, and you could take images with a box with a pinhole, and you can, the light and the reflection with a piece of paper that's able to, like when you hit the light and you develop it, whatever, it works. But like with the focus of that pinhole, you can actually take a photo. And so I really think it's important for us to learn how, or relearn and remind ourselves how good it actually feels to focus. And what I think that with us as actors, focus becomes our superpower. It becomes what makes us extraordinary. When we like, have you ever been around like a super famous actor on set, and it's just like it's everything's so still, and they're just laser connected, and like they look at you and it's just like zings your heart?
Mhm,
Like that
mhm.
is their focus. That's what makes them an amazing actors, that they can just zoom right in, or not zoom, but focus right in on what their intention is, what they are intending on doing, knowing what they are being called upon. And I think that one of the reasons why some of these celebrities get paid so much is because they are able to block everything out and get laser focused.
Yes. Yes, I think that is a superpower. I've never heard it put that way, but absolutely. It's a muscle, and it's just such a challenge more and more. So yes, I know that feeling of being across from somebody who has that ability to just make
And
you
then you get an actor's crush on them because you're like, oh my God, they're so real.
and then as soon as I call cut, they're like, "Who's that girl?"
Like,
uh,
you feel special being in their presence, right? Because you know that they're really seeing you. You know that they're not being distracted by things around you. Like, they're really connected, and they are wanting to share this moment with you. And like pulling somebody into that world, like that's really powerful. That's when we were watching performance athletes and like, you know, they're able to zone in and focus on something. Like it's so incredible to see it. So sorry, I cut you off.
No, what you were saying was just perfect. Absolutely. I don't remember what I was going to say anymore.
I'm
No,
sorry. Well,
no.
let's maybe clear the lens a little bit and maybe just kind of maybe put aside some preconceived ideas maybe that you had about focus or even I had about focus. Like what were your thoughts maybe before and like that you might want to just kind of get rid of? Or like things that people think about focus that might not be true.
I think that I think a lot of people think that you have to take medication in order to be able to focus, whether or something outside yourself, whether it is caffeinated beverages, or for some people, it's getting a hit of sugar or whatever it is, getting that extra energy. But I think in reality,
Adderall, a lot of people I know, like when they were in university and they wanted to focus on whatever exams, studying, writing papers, they may or may not have given Adderall a try to try to focus.
yes, I think, yeah, most people may have at least considered it because it's just so widely available and commonly used, but it can wreak havoc on your nervous system, especially if you're not somebody who actually is a sufferer of ADD, or, you know, people just using energy drinks or whatever it is. But in reality, what I've learned through practicing hypnotherapy is that focus is the state that you're going into when you're nice and relaxed, and you're guided, and you're able to kind of look inward in a very soft way where you're able to close your eyes and just shut out the world and begin to just focus and breathe and connect with your intention. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm learning more and more about focus, is that it can be cultivated in other ways other than reaching for something outside yourself.
100%. And I definitely want to learn to make, you know, being able to focus more of a habit, more of my natural state. Like that's something that's easy for me. I want it to be more familiar to me to get into that focus spot without thinking that I'm missing out on something. It's also that FOMO life. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, am I going to miss out on the slap that broke the Oscars if I'm focused on a book right now? Like, you know, I just, I have that FOMO feeling, and I'm sure a lot of other people have that they don't necessarily want to go get over that hump to get into focus. I remember once this guy I knew, he really wanted me to get into running. And I'm not a fan of running. Anytime I had wanted to do activities for physical education, I was able to do dance because I was a dance major and I went to an art school. So I never really had to do gym stuff. So running was never something that I enjoyed or really liked that much. And so he's like, I was living in Vancouver and he was like, let's just go for a run. Like you're going to love it. So the first 20, we'll say 5 minutes of this run, I was miserable. I was complaining. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then something switched and I was like, oh, this kind of feels okay. I could do this forever. I could run forever. And then when I stopped, like we ran for like an hour or so, I was like, I feel amazing. And I think it's because I was able to get into the zone. I was able to be so focused on just like, okay, I just need to do one step at a time. And then I was able to like finally get into that supreme high functioning, high performance level of focus that everything kind of disappeared. I could run forever. And I was in the state of flow and in the zone. So I definitely would love to change people's ideas around it being difficult to get into the flow and that you're maybe missing out fun things if you go into the flow.
Mhm.
And also, I want to offer up a suggestion. Is focus timers. So my friend Anna, she used to be a little bit more like me, but now she's actually learned how to focus for writing and writing TV shows and stuff like that. And what she does is she uses a Pomodoro timer. And so it's basically like an egg timer, but it's shaped like a tomato. There's apps on the phone. I use one that says Focus Keeper, and it literally has like a ticking clock, kind of like a metronome, but it's just like the clock tick tick, and you work for like 25 minutes without being distracted, and then you get a 4-minute break to do whatever you want. You want to go check your stuff and like whatever, and then you do it for 25 minutes again, and then you do 4 minutes, and then you do 25 minutes again, 4 minutes, and then after the last 25 minutes you get a long break where you can do whatever you want. And she has showed me that when you start doing that and start training yourself into getting focus, A, you get so much work done, and B, it becomes easier to do it. It's not as hard anymore. And so I want to clear the lens that getting into focus is challenging or hard, or that you're missing out on things.
Yes, I love that. And yeah, and the piece about missing out on things, I think that is deeply tied to the social media world and that little dopamine thing that we're getting. But I love the idea of the Pomodoro, because you're taking 25 minutes. Even if you are in resistant mode, or maybe even for 10 minutes of that, you're staring out the window, you're still dedicated. And then you get a little reward for 4 minutes. You get to check your phone, you get to go stretch or whatever it is that you're going to do. And then you find that each time, I don't know if it's the same that you feel, but each time I go back after another Pomodoro, I find that I don't even want to take a break. And I'm just kind of in the flow. So I feel like everybody does initially most people are going to get a little bit of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard, Shonda Rhimes talk about it all the time, is that sense of resistance, but it's just sitting down, dedicating that time, and knowing that your ego is going to start to tell you you're missing out, or what's going on out the window, or whatever it is. But it's getting through that initial thing, just like in your run, when you were running, for the first 20 minutes, you weren't into it. And then all of a sudden, switch, you're in the flow. And you ran for an hour and you weren't even a runner. That's not fair.
I was sore the next few days. Like, I was like, oh my God. But like, I do actually like that type of sore. I do feel like, you're using your body and all your muscles are activated. But I was like head to toe in pain, like ice bath styles sore. But I felt amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about actors and sports people that may have used hypnotherapy or hypnosis to optimize their performance levels.
Sure.
Do you have somebody that we can talk about?
Well, we were talking about what I became curious about when I started studying hypnosis is that a lot of athletes are very open about how they use, and I think we've touched on this in our previous episodes, but athletes seem to be very, very open about how they're using hypnosis in order to enhance their performance. And it's not a weird thing. It's not a woo-woo thing for them. They've even allowed scientists to put EEG technology on their heads while they're swinging golf shots. Like, there's a ton of study around athletes who are using hypnosis to just win the game. But then for some reason, when it comes to actors, you don't hear it as much. So I just started to do some investigating, but of course I know, who should I say? I said I wasn't going to say it. Tiger Woods is one person that has talked openly about using a hypnotherapist to enhance his game, and you see his name everywhere, and you see how far he's gotten. As well as I know that I think it was in 1956 in the Melbourne Olympic Games. one of the Russian teams brought 11 hypnotherapists with them to the game, or to the Olympics, in order to compete, and that was widely known. So I'm so excited for hypnotherapy, because I feel like in the past 2 years, even since I've been studying it, it's just become more widespread, and I'm excited for more people, more actors, to talk about how they've used it. And who did you find?
I mean, I found a lot of people, but I found an actor. So I'm going to bring it into an actor or actress that that uses hypnosis. So let me see if I can pull this up so we can take a look at this person as well. You know, the Brady Bunch mom, Florence Henderson. So Florence Henderson has said that she has actually used hypnosis in order to help her with her stage fright. And so it was so helpful for her that she ended up becoming a hypnotherapist herself. And so that's how transformative it was for her. Obviously, she's had success as an actor, but to realize that, like, hey, I've had a successful career, and hypnosis really helped me so much that I wanted to be able to give this back to other people. So she's a certified hypnotherapist.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. And I feel like, you know, to help with stage fright, when you're using hypnosis to help with something like stage fright, that is, in essence, you are working on being focused and not allowing your brain to go down those old paths that aren't serving you anymore. So that is, yeah, definitely a really good example.
So cool. Love that. So we've kind of debunked a little bit, but is there any specific things to you that you want to leave on the cutting room floor, that you want to like get rid of with maybe how you look at focus and your acting career?
Mm. Well, a lot of my clients come to me for things like boundary setting with people. And again, I do feel like that has a lot to do with focus. My friends who are the most successful in our field are the people who have that really insane ability to create boundaries, and whether that's with yourself. So a boundary with yourself could look like, no, I'm not going to go down that old path of saying that I'm shitty and I forget my lines or whatever. That is a form of a boundary. But another form of a boundary is like, you know, really being able to communicate with people in your life. Hey, you know, I'm really working towards this goal. I really want to, for instance, maybe you're working on, like me, and you're working on booking another recurring spot or something, and being able to say that to the people in your life so that they can help support you in a way. So it's having a focus on like a macro scale, and being able to have those boundaries of, you know, maybe you're not, a good example of a boundary thing for me is that I don't, I say yes to things automatically, almost. It's a weird thing. It's people don't even finish a sentence and I'm already saying, yes, I will help you. And I love to help people. But I have also found that that's a way that I stop focusing on myself and my goals, and then I'm busy helping everybody else. So it's like, it's a balance, you know, and I want to be able to do both. But yeah, I want to throw that on the cutting room floor, that, you know, focus is just kind of one specific thing, but it can also mean just being able to take care of your life and your artistry and achieve your goals.
That's amazing. I totally can relate with boundary settings, and that's something that I had to learn to do, because I love being the person that connects people to the job or connects somebody to an opportunity,
Mhm.
or but then I want people to think that I'm reliable as well. So I always would say yes to any boss that I've ever had on, you know, working double or coming in on a day off, whatever. I would always say yes. And in terms of film and television, I actually really had to learn about setting my boundaries here, because last year there was a film that I felt guilty about saying yes to, but it was outside of my comfort zone on what I wanted to offer in a movie. And so I think that, the boundary setting is really important, and focusing on myself and what I need, as opposed to on what the other person may think or believe, having that being my focus. So I totally agree with you. Boundary setting is really important. I also want to put on the cutting room floor any idea that I have that it's too late for me to develop this habit, that it's because I'm old now, that's why I'm unable to focus. I just want to throw that on the cutting room floor, because I know that the brain is pretty much plastic and it changes in every moment. And if you start working your brain in a completely different way, you are capable of shifting, changing, altering it, and having it perform for your benefit. So I am putting on the cutting room floor any resistance that I have around being a highly focused and high performing artist and actor. So that's what I'm dumping.
I love that. Yeah, because and you're shifting your focus to something, to thoughts or feelings or a motivation that benefits you. Exactly. Instead of going down the other path. So that's another way of focus. There's macro focus, and then there's micro focus. And all of it is important, and all of it can be cultivated.
Yes. Amazing. Do you have anything else that you want to mention about focus before we get into the hypnosis part of today's episode?
I think just being, once more, I just want to touch on just being gentle on ourselves when it comes to when we lose our focus. Have you ever had a moment where you're on the internet? It's kind of like when you walk into a room and you forget what you're doing, but it happens when I'm online and I forget how the heck I got to a certain page and what am I doing and what was I doing or where was I going in the first place? Does that ever happen to you?
Not with the internet, but maybe going to the fridge or going to the kitchen or something. Like, what was I doing in here? I'm getting a spoon, or like whatever it is. Like I might forget something, but not necessarily for the internet, like forgetting what I'm searching. Maybe a little bit.
I'm always falling into holes on YouTube and whatever, but I think just really, truly, I went to design school, UX design school, and just know, and this is a school for app developers, this is a school for game developers, and just know that there's tons and tons of literature out there for UX designers based on how to continue to bring people back to your page. And so different things that you can do in order to get people hooked. And that's what they study, and that's how they design these apps. So just know that the world is definitely not really working in focus's favor, and just being gentle, and just know that it's a practice that we're going to have to really, really learn to connect back with ourselves, and for showing future generations, because things are only getting more and more distracting.
And I just kind of want to put up there that I think that the ability that we as performing artists are able to focus, the better we are at it, I think it actually shows how much money we're capable of making. Because I'm just was thinking, it was a really unprofessional, really distasteful display of anger. But do you remember when Christian Bale yelled at, I think it was maybe a lighting person, or I can't remember who it was, but there's somebody that was doing something while he was doing some sort of scene, and he'd already maybe had said to them, like, I need quiet, I need to be able to focus on these lines, and he just goes on a complete rant and tirade. And I feel it's because there's a lot of pressure, obviously, that comes with being an actor that's being paid millions of dollars for your performance. And so I think it's because for their ability to be able to tune everything out, tune that guy out, and turn that guy, really lock in and focus. Like that is what they're being paid for, the big bucks. So I'm thinking that if we can master getting focused, being able to focus on our line, focus on our partners in a scene, focus on our intentions, like really getting to be an expert at cultivating focus, I think that we'll see the roles that we get will get bigger and the money we get will also expand. So what do you think of that?
I think so too. I think you're right. It is that superpower to be able to just tune everything out. And as for a lot of people who have been on set, there's a lot of different bodies around. There's a lot of different people touching you. Do you ever find that when there's people touching you, there's noises going around, things are shifting, and you have to be able to really, really, really narrow in and go internal, and like you said, just connect back to that intention. And I think it takes a very a lot of practice. It's not something that anyone can do. So yeah, definitely connected to those big bucks.
So we're going to work on that today a little bit. I'm just thinking of making the big bucks now. So hopefully I can incorporate that into our hypno big bucks with focus. We'll see if I can get it in there somehow. Well, as usual, we just want to remind anybody that might be listening to this part of the episode that we will be into hypnosis. So if you're operating any heavy machinery or whatnot, it is not the best time to be listening to this portion of the episode. We want everybody to be safe, so make sure that you are safe and able to get really relaxed. Even if you're not necessarily going to be doing the hypnosis, you're just listening along. If you are driving a car or anything like that, it would be best if you were not. So just wanted to put that out there before we get started today.
What I add too is that when you're able to just take time for yourself and just set aside, these hypno meditations are usually only 20 minutes, but if you're able to just go inside, you don't have to necessarily close your eyes or lie down, but if you can just take a moment for yourself, you will receive the maximum benefit. And also you're focusing and you're taking that time for you. So just thought I would mention that.
Thank you. Absolutely agree. So how are you? Are you ready? Are you comfortable for our martini shot here, which is a little bit of hypnosis / guided meditation around focus? Great. Okay. So I want you to actually look up to the ceiling. So your eyes up and your chin down. So look at a point between your eyebrows or at the ceiling, whatever is most comfortable for you. There'll be a little bit of strain in your eyes. Just take a couple of breaths here. And just know that every time you blink your eyes, that's your body being reminded that you are going to go into hypnosis. Telling your body that it's time to relax. Just allow your eyes to close down. Good. And take a nice, deep, letting go breath. Beginning to relax both mind and body. You just let your eyes relax now, letting them go anywhere that feels comfortable. Good. Breathing easily. Relax the top of your head. Relax your forehead, smoothing out any creases. Relaxing those tiny muscles next to your eyes. Really enjoying the velvety darkness behind your eyelids. Relax all the little muscles in your face, all the way down to the jaw. Letting your jaw hang loose and slack. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Relax your arms all the way through to the fingertips. Relax your torso, breathing easily. Relax the stomach. And relax your legs all the way out to the bottoms of your feet. And as you continue to relax even more deeply now, just go ahead and notice a color that you love just forming at the top of your head. Taking a moment to see, feel, and sense that color. Good. Now gently allow that color to flow in through the top of your head, letting it travel all the way through your body and down through the bottoms of your feet. Letting this color relax you. Letting this color release you. Letting this color take you all the way down. And in just a moment, I'll begin to count down from 10 to 1. And after each and every single decreasing number that I say, you'll hear me say the words deeply relaxed, highly focused. You can simply follow along with the sound of my voice, allowing yourself to enter into a more deeply relaxed and highly focused state. And when we get to that final number, you'll arrive in a beautiful, safe place where you can increase your capacity to focus, where you can increase your capacity to concentrate even more. Beginning with 10, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 9, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 8, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 7, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 6, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 5, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 4, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 3, deeply relaxed, highly focused. 2, deeply relaxed, highly focused. And 1, deeply relaxed, highly focused. Very good. Now go ahead and be there now in your beautiful safe place. Notice how wonderful it feels to be right there, and allow all of those pleasant feelings to bubble up inside of you, letting them expand and deepen into your cells. Very good. Now take a moment to notice and enjoy all the pleasant details you experience in your safe place. Notice the colors that you see there, and allow those colors to be twice as bright, twice as bold. Notice how beautiful they look and feel. Notice the sounds that you hear, and allow those sounds to comfort you and delight you. Go ahead and reach out and touch something, feeling its texture or its weight. Good. And take a nice deep breath, breathing in all the pleasant aromas, breathing in all the pleasantries that you're experiencing there. Beautiful. Noticing that everything that you experience in your safe place is exactly right and perfectly good. Very, very good. Now you have arrived here in your safe place because you have powerfully decided to increase your capacity to focus. As an actor, the ability to focus is your superpower. Increasing your capacity to focus intently allows you to memorize your lines easily. Increasing your capacity to focus allows you to recall your lines on demand under any circumstances. Your ability to focus intently allows you to fully value your time, your energy, and your internal resources. It allows you to create boundaries for yourself and for your art. Increasing your incapacity to focus deliberately allows you to be fully aligned with your highest priorities, your deepest values, and your highest callings for your acting career. Notice that somewhere close by in your safe place is a wonderful, magical location where you can increase and improve your capacity to focus. And when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, you'll arrive there ready and eager to focus on what matters to you most as an actor. What matters to you most as a performer. 3, going even deeper. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, be there now. And go ahead and notice that you have everything you need to focus intently. Everything you need to follow through and get into flow state easily without any hesitation. Very good. Focus is the gateway to perception, to memory, to learning, to reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. Without focus, we won't reach our maximum efficiency. We won't reach our maximum potential and performance. Right now, we are training your brain to focus and strengthen. To focus and strengthen your brain to function at its highest capacity. Taking the time to sit in this state of mind. And this state of mind strengthens your focus beyond what you may know can even be possible. Feel how strong your focus is here. Feel the clarity with your mind now that you have tapped into this ultra focus. This supreme focus is available to you for access at any time. Your mind has become fine-tuned to function at its highest capacity. You now have razor-sharp ability to focus and drive all your energy into your performance, into your preparation, and for connecting with your scene partner in the moment. Now it's time for you to become aware of why you want to focus when you are learning lines. Why do you want to be supremely focused in the audition room? Why do you want to create boundaries when you're working as an artist? Why do you want to be connected and focused on your scene partner? Why do you want to be in the moment with focus and concentration as you act? So just go ahead and allow every thought regarding why these tasks are important to you to rise up to the surface of your awareness. What does focusing and following through on these tasks mean for your life? What does focusing and following through on each of these tasks mean for your acting career? Very, very good. Feel and experience all these sensations and emotions as they gently rise up through your body and your mind right now. Feel how good it feels to be so clear and so focused on why this is important to you. Why you want focus to be your superpower. Allow these feelings and sensations regarding what it means to you to continue to gently expand and deepen throughout your entire being. Excellent, excellent work. Imagine how it feels when you focus so completely on your acting work that you are in the zone. Everything melts away and you are focused. You are in flow. Imagine what it feels like to focus and be in that moment. Feel and experience those sensations through your body and your mind. Focus and being in the zone feels just so good. Focusing and being in the zone is exactly why we became performing artists in the first place. It's so magical. You exude charisma in this state. So allow yourself the full experience of that end result. Allow it to rise up and expand within you. Use your imagination to believe each of the following affirmations. My ability to focus is expanding and growing stronger each and every day. My ability to focus is a natural part of me. Focusing is effortless for me. Focusing is my superpower. I free myself from distractions, and I easily set boundaries in my life and in my art. I am in the zone every time I focus on my tasks as an actor. And the better I am at focusing, the more money that I make as an actor. My mind is tuned to the highest performance. Good. And as you experience those sensations of easily being in the zone, from your ability to focus, I want you to expand and deepen those sensations. Good. Now, if you could go ahead and repeat after me inside your mind or out loud, whichever feels more comfortable to you, and say, I am safe. I am calm. I am focused. I am committed. I am in the zone. I am safe. I am calm. I am focused. I am committed. I am in the zone. I am safe. I am calm. I am focused. I am committed. I am in the zone. Wow. Amazing work. Now that you achieved the level of focus and energetic commitment required for you to follow through, begin to see, feel, and experience yourself getting started on an acting task, staying focused, and staying connected to your why and how it feels to be focused. Imagine what it feels like after you've had an amazing audition where you were focused and in the flow, when you were in the zone. Imagine what it feels like to be working on set, being in the moment with your scene partner. Imagine what it feels like to know in every fiber of your being that focus is your superpower. You are so proud of yourself. And I want you to bring these feelings of pride into your heart right now. Bring these feelings of achievement when you have met your goals. Bring them into your heart. These light, bright moments. Moments of happiness, achievement, satisfaction. Moments of you making more money than you can ever imagine because it's related to your ability to focus. And I will just be quiet for a few moments as you visualize that success with all your senses. Really visualize and feel in the body the afterglow of flow and focus and being in the zone. That's right. Feels good, doesn't it? Allow yourself to enjoy this feeling because this is what you are going to achieve every time you are preparing or working as an actor. Feel that deep satisfaction and a wonderful sense of achievement and all those confident feelings deep within you. Let these feelings become a part of you now and give you the calm expectation that you will succeed. You succeed so easily and effortlessly in every area of your acting career because you are using your mind power to help you accelerate your work and achievement. You will continue to enjoy this experience of learning, working, retaining, and accessing information that your mind has absorbed. And all these suggestions have been firmly embedded into your subconscious mind, growing stronger and stronger every day, day by day. They go stronger and stronger by the day, stronger by the hour, stronger by the minute. You are able to focus for long periods of time. You are able to ignore any distractions. You are able to concentrate for long periods of time. You are easily able to set boundaries and say yes only when you know it's for your highest and greatest good. You can easily retain information as the days and weeks go by. You're noticing that your concentration and motivation are growing stronger and more defined. You enjoy the work. You enjoy being able to relax and focus on your work as an actor. You love your ability to stay motivated. You love having excellent concentration. You are able to achieve your goals and surpass them because you are a productive person. You are able to relax and focus on anything you set your mind to. and you have full belief in yourself and your abilities. Your ability to focus is your superpower, and you thrive whenever you use your superpower. Your motivation and your energy around achieving anything you set your mind to is in full force. You have total confidence in yourself and your ability as an actor. You are able to do anything you set your mind to. Your levels of concentration and motivation will become more defined as time goes by. You are able to focus at all times, and you are able to stay motivated at all times. Good. You're doing so very well. Being easily able to focus on line learning. And when you are on set, you are ready and focus, laser sharp focus that becomes your charisma as an actor. You are always focused and in the zone for each and every audition, in person or over Zoom or self tapes. You love focusing on your scene partner and being connected and in the moment. You're always able to focus in each and every moment. And every time you are focused, you easily get into flow state. You easily maintain intensity and concentration in all scenes. Your focus and your intention in every scene comes naturally. You have supreme concentration. Your focus gives you the ability to ride the waves of nerves and channel them towards magical performances. Your focus allows you to channel this performance energy. And whenever you make eye contact with your reader or your scene partner, you connect quickly and are able to focus and get into the flow. You are comfortable when you are present. Being in the moment is a natural state for you. Your ability to focus is your superpower, and you claim it. Really see, feel, and experience yourself upholding the boundaries you need within yourself and with others as you follow through on the work as an actor. Feel how good it feels to honor your highest priorities and most important commitments in every area of your acting career. You have exactly what it takes to get focused, stay focused, and complete what you've decided to accomplish. And lastly, just repeat after me in your mind or out loud. My capacity to focus in all areas of my acting career is always improving. I follow through on the boundaries I've set for my auditions or the people around me and in role preparation. I follow through on my priorities and commitments in my acting career. My capacity to focus in all areas of my acting career is always improving. I follow through in the boundaries that I've set for myself, for my auditions, and my role preparation. I follow through on my priorities and commitments in my performance career. Each and every time I am focused and in the zone as an actor, my charisma, my superpower shines through. I am enough, and I know that I am enough with each and every fiber of my being. Beautiful. Now, in a moment, to celebrate all the transformational work you've done here today, Just take that time to really allow yourself to feel how good it feels to know about focus and how good it feels to be in the state of flow. You've done extremely well, and everything that you've transformed today is now being integrated deeper and deeper into your being. And in just a moment, I'll begin to count you back up. And with each and every increasing number that you hear, you will come back to this place feeling calm, feeling focused, and ready to follow through on your next steps. I am so proud of you. Good. 1, starting to come back now. 2, moving your hands and your fingers. 3, moving your feet and your toes. 4, lots of energy returning to your body now. 5, ready for your aligned next steps as you come all the way back. 6, even more energy bubbling up in your body now. 7, feeling great. 8, coming back now. 9, getting ready to open your eyes. And 10, open your eyes, arms over your head. And the word is yes. 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 How are you feeling?
I am so relaxed and so focused.
You're so focused. The laser focus because your superpower.
You
Mm.
You have the most beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope that, did anything come up for you that maybe surprised you? That maybe like any thoughts that might have come up or things that you cleared or anything?
So many things. So when you're in hypnosis, a really important thing to do, and it's a tricky thing, is to not judge what's coming up in your mind's eye and to just go with whatever your subconscious is giving you. And sometimes it's going to feel completely in alignment with what you're focused on or what your topic or your goal is for the session. And then sometimes it's just going to be really weird. And this one, I had really weird ones. It's kind of an alignment, but I'll give this embarrassing example just so that people can learn to just trust what your subconscious is giving you. I was like, I kind of saw myself as a character in a video game like Mortal Kombat or something like that. And like any thought that was less than beneficial or any, blasting it away. It was really weird, but that's kind of what
I love that though.
Yeah.
Like, because if you can bring that anytime, any self-doubt or whatever comes in, you can be like, pop, 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 pop. My superpower is here to focus and thwart any distractions.
Yeah, and it was kind of like blasting off into dust or like bricks, kind of like Mario combined with Mortal Kombat. Now I just need the soundtrack and we'll be good. You remember that? Oh, Mario, yeah.
Oh, Mortal Kombat soundtrack?
Yeah.
Oh. I just remember like finisher. Like that's all I remember. I don't remember. Something like that. I can't fully remember it, but I did play a lot of it. I love though that that's what kind of came up for you because that's something that you were really able to connect with, and it's something that's special to you, and it showed you how you could use your superpower to thwart any distraction. So I love that you shared that. I don't find it to be weird at all. I think it's perfect, to be fair.
Oh, thanks. Well, I mean, it's taken a lot of practice to learn to just trust whatever the heck is coming up. And being in a hypno is a lot like dreaming. Because when you're dreaming, usually, maybe I don't know, you can probably control your dreams, but usually you're just kind of going in your dream and you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's supposed to be Chantele, but it's somebody else, and you just go with it in your dreamscape. And so I I don't know. I'm sure you have lucid dreams and you control all your dreams.
True. I mean, I haven't in a long time, but I used to be very good at it when I was a lot younger, but it probably has to do with my capacity to focus.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to cut this audio out, and I'm going to actually start listening to it and see if maybe I'll start having a little more lucid dreams again, because I do think it's about our ability to focus. Because I remember how I used to be able to get myself to lucid dream is I would always be asking myself whether I was awake or not, like, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? I used to always just ask myself that. So when I was in my dream, it was a habit that I would always be asking myself, am I dreaming? So I would ask myself when I'd be in the dream state. And then I'd be like, I am dreaming. And so then I would able to remember, but it does actually take a lot of focus, because then everything gets all dreamy still, and you kind of forget that you're dreaming, and you start going in that kind of flowing. But it would take supreme focus to be able to continue with a lucid dream. So I want to see if this will be helpful for me to get back that superpower of being able to lucid dream pretty on demand. So that's what I want to do. I want this superpower.
Yeah, absolutely. So use that and let us know. Update us, and I want to see if that superpower comes back. And I think that when we go into those negative states of mind that aren't serving our intention or our focus, in a way that's kind of like going down the dream, or the dream that you don't want. And then so being able to bring back, I'm so relaxed. Being able to bring it back is just once again just a muscle that anyone can cultivate just with practice.
So hopefully with everybody that listens to this today, I will also clip in, I'll upload it so people can just listen to the hypnosis part if they choose to. Hopefully we're just creating some new superheroes now that are thwarting off any distractions that are getting in the way of them being a focus artist.
Right.
Thank you for listening and going deep and relaxing into my hypno that I shared with you. Do you have anything else to say about hypnosis in general before we have our magic hour moment?
No, just if anybody, as always, we love, obviously, Chantele and I love to talk about hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and how it can help you inside and outside the room. So if you do have any questions, or you want to reach out, or if something's bothering you about something you heard about hypnosis and you just kind of want to get it settled, feel free to reach out. And one of us, we're happy to meet you, happy to have a coffee chat. Yeah, we're out there to share, to talk about hypnosis and just how many benefits it has. And I don't know about you, Chantele, but I wish I learned it when I was so a lot younger.
Well, I think that we did it naturally as a young child, right? Like not necessarily hypnosis, but we focus. You'd see young children like with a coloring book for hours and hours, or playing with a toy for hours and hours. They're able to really focus and get into that state. And we know that from you're about 0 to 7 years old, you're consistently in a hypnotic state. And so it's kind of like after that, like after age 8 should be when maybe it's introduced. At that time for me, I was still doing a lot of art stuff. So I was able to get into the flow often. Like I was competing in ballet. And so like, you have to get to that like flow state and concentration. But definitely I would say it would have been helpful as a teenager.
And that's, I am actually really excited because I've done some training on working with kids and working with teenagers. And yes, oh man, if I had that when I was a teenager, I feel
one thing
could have been different.
that I didn't share on the class on Sunday is that so one of the scenes that I saw where I was recognizing myself being in float state was when I was actually a raver. And so I realized that whenever I went to these raves, like I would like, sneak out of my house and go to these raves and maybe or maybe not try a little bit of but this is 20 years, 30 years ago, like so long ago. And so I would get into the zone and I would dance for like 7 hours straight, 8 hours straight, not like I would just go dancing this whole time. And it's because I became supremely focused. I allowed myself to be in flow state, and that feeling like was just unbeatable. The whole combination of it, and I realized that it was flow state that I was chasing in those moments as a teenager. And
Mhm.
so if I was able to be shown how to achieve those states without having to go to a rave and participate in rave culture,
Mhm.
um things might have been really different. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
happy with how my life has gone, and it's led me on the path that I'm able to share these stories here today. So not saying that I would change anything, but it would be really interesting to see how potential that people's like the avenue people's life can take if they have this tool at an age where they're actually just looking for that connection, looking for
Mhm.
that focus, looking to feel like they belong, looking to feel like they matter. Like, let's teach them how to get into that safe space and connect with themselves. So
Yes, I love
100%
that.
agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's that looking for connection, I think, that comes along with people who are experimenting with different substances, as well as what was I going to say? It's now, see, there's the focus is gone because I can't talk after we have known
I
for
understand.
but I think it's that's what I was going to say, is that it's being able to alter your state of consciousness with at
Mhm.
will without using something outside yourself, which I find is so comforting about using the theta brainwave state and using hypnotherapy, because I have also tried anything under the sun to feel better, to feel more relaxed, including a lot of plant medicines, which are beautiful and amazing, but can be really hard on you. And also, sidebar, will some of them are so strong that they will push forward things that maybe your subconscious isn't ready to handle. So that's why I love the gentle practice of hypnosis, that you're working with your subconscious, who will only give you what you're ready to handle on that day in a safe environment with somebody who is there to guide you and who is an expert. So there's just so much goodness.
So one of my dreams for my life, and I don't know when this will manifest, but I always have wanted. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I had to kind of make a decision of whether I want to go in art school or French immersion. Like, I was definitely going to go to an enhanced learning type of school when I was about 8, 9 years old. And obviously, as we all know, I chose the art school route because I got into the school. It's like, if I get into the art school, I'm going to the art school. If I don't, we'll go to French immersion. And then when I was living in Montreal, I thought that, like, taking French my whole life was enough. But it really wasn't. And I had a really terrible time with being accepted as an Anglophone, even though I had every intention of learning the language. I went there to learn language. I took classes, like, but I wasn't, I was kind of treated pretty poorly by a lot of people when I was living there. And so it kind of stopped me from wanting to continue to learn how to speak French. And then I was thinking that I would love to have like an art school where we learn. Now I'm adding hypnosis into this, but learn like how to use the universe in your favor, and how the power of intention and your thoughts and your beliefs. And I really wanted an arts focused school where you can choose to learn another language or 2 or 3 or whatever. Like, if you want to focus on language, you could learn multiple languages, and then also have the concentration of, having learning about hypnosis and learning how to create your own reality as well. And
Mm,
so that's actually something that like I want to create that school where it kind of encompasses everything that I got to
mm,
that I find profound with human experience. So I love the arts.
mhm,
I love language and learning languages and being able to communicate in multiple languages. And I love this work. I love learning how to connect with your higher self or the universe or whatever you connect to, and being able to channel that energy to tune in and go inward and hear and learn and hear from yourself, your higher self, etc. So I really want
mhm.
to combine that all that stuff together to make a school for these children so that they don't have to say no to something else. They're able to do it all.
Well,
So
you let me know when you launch that school, and every single one of my children are going to be going. I'm gonna have
I feel
they're already signed up in the
they are
group.
already signed up.
I don't care where it
Absolutely.
is.
So I have about like 8 years or so, because I feel like around 9 years old would be the perfect time to start this school, or maybe earlier. But I was
Yeah.
thinking around that age or so, kind of the age where you stop believing in Santa Claus a little bit, like
Mhm.
where things become real when they don't really have to be. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to share that because when we're talking about hypnosis and how it would have been amazing if it was part of our curriculum, well, maybe we should just make it part of our curriculum. So
Yes.
just wanted to share that.
Oh, I think it's brilliant.
Anything else before we pull some cards? I think you have some cards that you might want to pull
Oh,
as well, right?
you yeah, thank goodness for you, because I am still in theta
Well,
belief.
that means you're going to be so connected to whatever card you pull, and you're going to have like such a profound reading moment when you pull one.
Mhm.
All right, do you want me to go first, or do you
Yeah,
got
you
one?
go first, and I'll just continue with that.
Well, look at who we have here, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is from the Major Arcana, which talks about life's major events and major changes. Whenever I think of the High Priestess, like look how she's sitting there on her throne. She's connected with the divine. She can be dogma. She can be rules of the universe. So I think that this card is saying that we can create our own church. We can create our own way of connecting and feeling safe and taken care of. A lot of people look towards religion as a way to feel like they matter, that they have somewhere to fall, if someone's going to catch them if they were to fall. And I think that what we are doing right now is creating a new type of way of connecting so that we all feel safe, that we all feel that we can trust in the universe, that we can trust in ourselves. And I think it's this new way of thinking that's actually truly connected to the divine, because it's actually coming from within as we connect to the universe. So I think it's a really important message.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think we're creating a new, I keep on saying new church, but like, a new, I don't know what the word is.
Like a new, uh, well, when you say church, you're not saying like Ariel and Chantele. You're saying each individual is capable of creating their own relationship with faith or the universe, no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what that looks like, right? Instead
Yes.
of looking outside, it's having that sovereignty for each
Yes.
individual. Yeah.
Thank you. It's exactly what I meant to say. So I think it's really beautiful that we're able to do this, and that is what everybody's looking in for religion, and that we all have it within ourselves. And so it's beautiful.
Yes, we do. That is beautiful. It's always in alignment. So I have these cards that my mama gave to me. Thanks, Mom. Shout out to my mom, Gabrielle Bernstein. The universe has your back. Her special cards, and I'm just pulling a card, um, in in alignment with the energy of the listeners and for our topic today. So let us see. Oh. Okay, so it says, when I focus on,
Are you kidding me?
yeah, it says, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love.
Well, I don't know if there's anything more perfect than that. We're talking about focus being our superpower. And yeah, like being able to speak truthfully from the heart is magical. So I love that card. Say it again. Read it to me one more time.
It's when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love.
Well, that is something that I will include next time I do this. When I do
Yeah.
like this hypnosis, I'm going to bring that into it a little bit. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
It's just being connected to that soul spark, that inner call, and the reason why. I love that you kept in that hypno meditation that you kept coming back to, why is it important to you to choose focus? Keep coming back to your why. Keep returning. Yeah, it's really important to have an intention. Otherwise, you're just floundering with whatever the world presents to you, right?
Which is, it could allow you to be in the flow, but having focus and intention, like it helps you to get there a little bit more, less bruised, we'll say.
Less bruised. Yeah, that's our hope. We want people out there to get there with less bruises than
get there safely, calmly, easily, all that jazz. Well,
Yeah.
I love that card. I think that card was absolutely perfect. I love little perfect buttons like that. The fact that it even says the word focus and that's our topic. Like that's a synchronicity enough for me to really believe that the card talking about creating our own sense of faith. I feel like it's all coming together. So
I feel like people
perfect.
think it was rigged.
Oh, I can't see what you're doing over there, but I think that they also would trust that we are honest people.
We are honest people. I definitely did not take the time to go through all 52 of these cards and take that one
Find
out.
the one that says focus.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for sharing, Ariel. We already kind of put this up, but we'll put this up again. If you want to find anything about Ariel and what she's working on, go to her website, which is here right now. And for me, you can find me on Instagram at Star Talent Coaching. Oh, I guess I didn't say it out loud. Say it out loud because I forgot that we have a little bit of an audio bit going on too.
So it's www.intentionalactor.com, and you can, there's different things that you can read there. There's articles that you can read there, as well as a form if you'd like to connect and learn a little bit more about how hypnosis can help you in your acting. Feel free to reach out. As usual, I love to connect and I love to answer questions about hypno.
Yay. And then for me, find me on Instagram at Star Talent Coaching. Also Chantele at startalentcoaching.com is my email. I'm all over the internet, so you should be able to find me pretty easily. I love talking anything artistic, anything about hypnosis, anything about life coaching, law of attraction, any of those things. I will always say yes, yeah, tarot, astrology, all of it. So hopefully I will be talking to you soon, but we will both be talking to you next week. Is that a wrap? I think that's a wrap. Bye, everybody.
Bye.